back again.
Man, it's been a while. We here.
It's been 12 months, Josh.
Hey, man. Long 12 months.
It's been 12 motherfucking months since we did this list, but we back again on the RNC Radio podcast. ASF list 2021. Last year, we made a lot of motherfucking promises.
Man, we didn't follow through with none. That's how I go, though.
Wait, but you know what?
No, we actually did. You know what's crazy? I feel like we actually did follow through because with this episode and the subsequent episodes after this, like, we got a lot in store. So we've been working on what we've been trying to give y'all.
Right.
So we've been building this present for y'all.
Yes,
so
yes.
Be prepared.
And of course, obviously, we're going to talk about the Ain't Shit Funny List 2021. You guys have just got it maybe 2 days ago. Josh put it out on Monday.
Yeah, man. I had to. That's another one. It's funny. You guys ask for it every year, and it's like some years I remember like 2018. I was like, I didn't want to do this shit no more.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, "Yo, the list. Who did we make it?" Like people be campaigning. So
Bro, I see the campaigning.
Yeah.
And
so,
it got bigger after last year of the people campaigning it, and people wanted to be in the list. So like I was like, yo, we gotta turn this into something crazy. So what I can tell you for this episode of the show, everything that you guys want to happen will probably happen. We got some really cool guests calling in, but at the end of the show, we got some really great announcements. And we got some really cool stuff coming up for you guys so that, we're not going to, we'll tell you at the end.
Stay tuned.
But 2021, we about a couple days from it being over with. ASF list is out. 80 something joints on this list. This is like
this is the longest list yet for sure.
This is your streaming list.
I mean, look at the year we had.
Yeah.
Like I told people coming out of 2020, I'm like, man, y'all ain't seen shit yet. Like the 2020 the results of 2020 are gonna be 2021.
Yeah.
And look at what happened this year, bro. Look at all this shit that was going on. Look at all the rappers that passed. That was the real that was the thing that shocked me, and not just rappers, just people in general. Like it was so many, it's like hard to keep up. Like I think people were hitting me on the side like saying I missed stuff. So I'm like, man, like I hate to even memorialize that sometimes, but yeah, it was a tough year. DMX, Michael K. Williams, Draco the Ruler, Slim 400, who I missed on the list. Like there was a ton. So R.I.P. Like this year was rough, but there was some bright moments in this year too.
Yeah, I call this one like the COVID Deluxe because they added 15 more tracks that didn't go on the regular version. So I like to think of this list as the deluxe. It's like the ASF Deluxe list. It encapsulates everything. We can't get to all 80. You know what I'm saying? We got other shit to do. So we gotta move forward. We're gonna talk about a couple other things on the list, and we're gonna have some people call in and talk about it. Of course, Josh, you put out the call. A lot of people probably hit you up on the side. A lot of people hit you up on Instagram.
A lot of people want to talk. It's funny. Honestly, like we got a kind of flow here. We got a little agenda, but I'm gonna just start calling folks, man. Let's do it. So let's
do it. So I want to know the thought process behind this year's, because around November every year, I hit you up and I say, what do you want to do this year?
Nah, so it's really throughout the year. I have like a note in my notepad. I'll just kind of just be jotting stuff down, and then it's just like it's the things that stick. Like I think when people kept mentioning Sha'Carri Richardson, and I'm like, she just didn't stick. Didn't like. But it's funny. Like Drake had a bar about her. Like she was a moment this year, but it just didn't stick to me. So it's really just about that. And then like I rely on like I'm a big fan and just like advocate of all these like Instagram blogs like the
Too Cool to Blog.
Yeah, Too Cool to Blog.
Say
Elliot
Cheese.
Wilson, Say Cheese. It's on site. I'll be going deep. I'll be in the black Hollywood world. Hollywood Unlocked.
I ain't never heard of It's on Site.
Hey, shout out to It's on Site. And shout out to Shade Room too, Angelica. I think I really pay attention to that and like what they got going on. And some of these like little Instagram blogs be having like these like monthly kind of like the meme of the month. Yeah. You ever seen that?
Yeah.
So I literally look at that sometimes and I just kind of build from there.
Yeah, like what would you say the theme, not just for your list, the theme for 2021? Like I feel like this year was like I said, it's like COVID Deluxe. It was like we got a lot of promises, much like the promises we made to y'all last year. But a lot of them got broken in a lot of ways. We're not gonna get into all the crazy shit that happened. But it was like it was a moment where we were able to go outside, and then we said, "Oh shit, maybe we should have stayed inside."
Yeah, nah. The theme for me, and it's so on point, is every action has a reaction.
Right.
Like literally, like 2020 COVID was a big action on all of us.
Yeah.
And we saw the reaction in 2021, and just like, from the crime and from the sports world, and just like everything that happened in 2020, like that was like good. The Lakers being great. Look at us in 2021.
With the fucking. Can you believe, bro? Like, it was a year ago these motherfuckers won the title. Yeah. There's been 2 titles damn near about to be won in less than a year.
That shit's crazy. That's another thing too. The NBA need to chill out, bro. I like sports a lot. That's my shit. But y'all taxing these niggas, bro. Everybody hurt. Everybody got COVID. It's crazy.
But the thing is, I feel like the players kind of are pushing it too because they want their money. Like, I don't think anybody's right here because it's like it's just as bad as like LeBron saying he wanted to play even though niggas was getting murdered on the streets last year.
Hey, man.
That we got.
They wanted to give us the distraction. Niggas was like, we want to give them a happy distraction from the crime in the streets. Like, all right. I mean, I accept it.
Bro,
every game.
It is crazy, and it has been a crazier year, and I think that's another thing that the list to me like kind of when I looked at it the first time, I said, oh yeah, this is escalation. Yeah. Like this is the escalation of last year, just in terms of just fashion and music, but in bad ways too. Obviously, like you said, all of the people that we lost, and like, how do you feel like just in like building this perfect moment to bring the list out this year was? Because it's like I've been waiting, I've been like, yo, tell me when to make the show. Tell me when you're gonna do this shit. Like, let's do it.
Well, I think if anyone who pays attention, like, I always drop the list after Christmas. Like, I just feel like there's so much happening up to Christmas. Yeah. Like, Roy. Hit that nigga Roy. Like, bro, that could have made my list, honestly. Like,
Roy, please hit this nigga.
And if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, look up, just go on Twitter and just type in hit that nigga Roy, and you'll find it. But yeah, man, like, I think for me, I always, my like process is after Christmas always. And I really like, I'm up into the last minute. Like, there's things that happened in December that were just important that I just added to the list. So I think that's kind of the flow and cadence of it every year. And I think, it's a good, Christmas is a time when we're all like off work, we're at home with our families. Like, we kind of need this, like, and I think a lot of people kind of go too early with their year-end list sometimes. But I think this is just, a good moment for me to just come in and, speak to the people.
We escalated this year. You know why? Because we got sound effects.
Hey.
We got sound effects this year, motherfucker. So, yeah, Boss Nigga Discount is here.
Hey, man. And if y'all don't know what the Boss Nigga Discount is, it's 100% off.
And for fucking you got everything 100% off. Hold on. Bring it off. Man. Bring it off.
But a lot.
Fucking bullshit. Every time I look at this motherfucking story, I'm like, bro.
No, I'm right here. I'll be shopping. I'll be paying. I was just talking to Anwar about this before I driving on the way here. Like, I'm all about convenience, and if I have to spend for it, I will. So I'm like, I'm not asking. I'm copping.
That's the
just make it available for me.
That's the difference between, like, I look at it now. It's like, yo, like, when I was younger, I was like, fuck, I ain't never paying resale for shit. Nah, I don't even want to get caught in a rat race for this shit. And we're gonna talk about streetwear a little bit later in the show. But it's like, nah, I'm just like, man, fucking charge it to the fucking game, man. But before we even start on this list and everything going on, man, like, R.I.P. to like all the people that we lost this year, bro. Like, we have definitely kind of like it's the biggest hit that we've ever taken in terms of just people that we lost, legends that we're losing, and people that are just not with us anymore. Of course, we got DMX. DMX died on my birthday, April 9th.
Damn. And it's crazy because people are like, DMX died this year? Like, yes. DMX died this year. Like, it's crazy.
We got Young Dolph, who passed away about 2.5 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, right before Christmas.
Shit's crazy.
And we also have Michael K. Williams. And that one, like, I feel like hit a lot of people. Yep. And it still doesn't sit right to me because knowing, just how great he was and everything. He was just in Lovecraft Country.
Like, he was just like, he was one of those black actors that just like, you feel like you kind of grew up with. Right. Like, I just seen him in all different, even being in the culture and just being out. Like, he was definitely a person, a man of the culture, and definitely just embraced and tapped in with so many different people.
Yeah, no, he was New York. I mean, he was always out. Everyone in New York has a story of seeing Michael K. Williams out just chilling. But we also got Virgil Abloh, who passed away literally last month. Like,
yeah, that's crazy. That was last month. Damn. Like,
it's all in just quick succession. We had, and the thing about the list is like you might have missed people, but it's like there were just so many, bro. Like there was just not like I look at the list this year. Like, you had like Pop Smoke R.I.P. in the list. This year there was so many. You had to put your own like.
It just had to have its own line. But that's like that's life, and that's also like I think it's just like it's a sign of the times, man. So, stay healthy out there, folks.
Yeah, for sure. So one thing I want to talk about in this list. The one theme I saw when I was looking through it, making the agenda, I was like, what are some of the themes I see? And I see streetwear thriving this year. Yeah, a lot of streetwear on this list this year. You had to expand it to about 80 things. Some things you want to talk about, like we got Salehi.
Yeah, Salehi killed it this year, dude. Like, and he's been killing it consistently year after year. But I think this year with the Crocs and just launching his own brand, Sponge, and like just the way he kind of collaborated with the bigger brands like New Balance and Crocs, but then also kind of just like reached down. Like I seen he was doing some stuff with Joshua Videz, and like he was doing some stuff with David Cho. So I think Salehi really kind of came in and really just like made his mark, and just with good design. Like not a lot of hype. Like ton of hype. Crocs is going for like $1,000 right now. I love it.
That's crazy.
I love it because I'm a Crocs fan, but I love it also because that's a black designer who just turned Crocs up, and that's two black designers. I think what Anwar did with Crocs turned Crocs up, and Salehi's continuing that trend.
Fuck it. Let's talk about Anwar. He's on here too.
Yeah, Anwar with the Future Appreciation Year, which was, man, that was my favorite thing of the year. Like, because we grew up on Future, right? And I just think the way he kind of like nodded to Future was just so streetwear, like using his face, that photo, like children of the future. It looked like
art.
Yeah, like it was just some streetwear shit, I think, and like it even kind of ruffled some feathers on Future's side. But
I listen. He got to respect that.
Yeah,
he got to respect what it is.
That's the game, man. I think that's the game, and you got to embrace and appreciate that. Because Anwar is a collaborator. He does so many collaborations. Right. When he does something like this, you kind of got to take a step back and be like, okay, like this nigga still come from this street culture where we do parodies. Like that's what it is.
I look at the Free Bands chain as like our Dipset chain for this generation.
Absolutely,
bro.
absolutely.
The FBG is like it's there. Like it's an iconic piece.
That's a good one. That's a good one for sure. I still need the rock chain, but that's a good one for sure.
Bro, it's up there. So we also got the good brother Desto Dub.
Man,
he was everywhere this year.
The Crazy Gideon of LA, bro. And if y'all don't know who Crazy Gideon is, go on YouTube and look him up. Dub put out the best promo and commercials for his brand this year. Like he got it. He understands it. He's a master salesman. I think what he built with That's an Awful Lot of Cough Syrup has transcended just the drug cough syrup like kind of craze. And he's done so much. He collaborated with West Coast Customs this year. I was like, that's just random. Like he collaborated with Deshaun Jackson and he wore it on the field at SoFi. Like I think Dub is one of those dudes who's like a real hustler, really from the city, who took a moment like that. People don't even know That's an Awful Lot of Cough Syrup came from, he was behind the scenes at an overdose shoot. Yeah. And they had like a cop on set, like a little fake cop, and they just filmed a skit of the cop arresting him, and he had a pint of lean in his pocket, and the cop pulled it out and said, "That's an awful lot of cough syrup." And this man has built $1 million brand off of this.
But I feel like it's transcended. I mean, I've seen the store, I've been to the store and everything. It's transcended just
let me tell you.
Paraphernalia. Like.
No, let me tell you. He did a collaboration with Webster in Miami for Rolling Loud. Yeah. Like Webster's a nice store out there. They sell Gucci and shit in there. Yeah. I'm like, yo, when he showed me this collab, I'm like, bro, what? The collab was hard. He kind of flipped the FAMU logo, had the little duck on there or whatever.
Wale was wearing it.
So that was my point I was going to make. Yeah. Shout out to the good brother Wale. He wore that on stage, and that was a moment for Dub. I remember Dub posting on social like, yeah, like, yo, look, Wale's wearing that, and Wale don't sip lean. Like, my brand is for everybody. Yeah. And I could tell that Dub was really proud of that moment because, Wale is big in our culture. Like, he's big in culture. He's a superstar. Yeah. So to see him wearing it on stage and I remember that was a big week for Wale because that was the whole Flowers week when
album came out.
Not even the album came out. That's when he performed all his hits, and people was like, "Wale got fucking hits." Yeah, that shit was on Shade Room.
He killed that show,
bro. People were like, "We forgot." I'm like, "How y'all forget? This nigga been giving us hits for damn near a decade." Lotus Flower Bomb, like all this shit is like real hits that just people he don't get his flowers for, and he did at that moment. Yeah, and Dub was a part of that moment, and that was just dope. I don't know.
Shout out Wale. I know we He's a little mad.
He on my list. He just right there. You bro. Niggas gotta understand too, like with the list, and if you don't make it, I hate when people be saying little shit like that, but like you you being a part of culture and knowing what my list is and appreciating this kid, that's what it's for. At the end of my list every year, I say thank you for the inspiration.
Yeah.
Because everybody that's on this list inspired me to do what I do.
Right.
So that's kind of what it is. That's what it's for, and that's what it's about.
So one more thing I know we got somebody that's trying to call in right now. They're on the line. Barriers, New York.
Barriers, man.
They killed it.
Yeah.
A lot of pop-ups. They had an LA pop-up this year. Had one in New York. I think Barriers is important because of the fact of the history that they're trying to show. No other clothing line does that. And like, granted, like I love what Union did this year, like with their 30th anniversary, just showing a lot of like Black history stuff. Barriers takes it to the next level. They don't discriminate. It's Rastafarian culture. It's Black history. It's civil rights. It's everything, and people need to see that. It's
education. That's like literally that's my favorite brand of the year. Like he literally was educating people, and like not just with the clothes, but like with the experience. Like he did the pop up in LA, and he had like full on art installations. Like I'm mad that like the hype beasts of the world and like the high snobs aren't like really documenting that. Like I like. Honestly, I don't even see like a video. Like I don't know if he did a recap from it, but like that's some shit that niggas need. Like I want people to travel far and wide to see some shit like that. He had like he literally had life-size figures of like the little action figures he makes, and the action figures are like Farrakhan and like Marcus Garvey and like Huey Newton, like, and he had life-size figures of these.
Right.
And then he also had just a bunch of like Black books. Like he had a big ass book show. It was just crazy, bro. Like shout out to Barter. Your mind's on another level.
Possibly biggest flex that they did, and I noticed from working at UMG how hard it is to get that estate on your side. Getting the Tupac estate.
Oh yeah, that shit was dope. Yeah,
that's crazy. Honestly, that's a crazy look.
That was the dopest thing about Complex Con, like that, because Complex Con was the most uninspiring thing I've been to in a long time.
You went this year?
Yeah, I went this year, and I love running into I love Complex Con for the reunion aspect of it. I love running into all the homies. Everybody's there. But man, we gotta step it up as a whole streetwear. Like
we need our own.
And like, we don't need our own. Complex is our own. Complex is something that we built up to where it's at. Complex is what it is because of us. So if we don't like it, it's because we built it to this place.
Yeah. But I feel like in a way, Complex kind of mutated along the way. Like,
I mean,
BuzzFeed has it now.
It went mainstream like it was supposed to. That's what niggas do. White niggas.
One more thing. I know we got to call it. Do we have our first guest? They call it in.
Yeah.
I'm call him real quick.
Yeah, let's do this.
I want to talk about the Joe Fresh Goods New Balance collaboration. What a big moment, just period.
Yep.
Just for a brand like New Balance to just embrace Joe, who's somebody who's just been doing it big on every level in terms of just building out his brand, creating something dope. It started like I got on from the hats, and then it built off from that.
Bro, Joe is a real one in this industry. Like I think. He started from the bottom crew. It's a few of us. Yeah. Drake, Josh, Joe. I think, he just really, he used to work at Leaders. I bought weed off Joe when I first went to Chicago. So, like, this nigga really started from the bottom. So, like, I think, what he's built, his personal brand into, besides, the stuff he's done with his partners in Chicago, like, I think it's just inspiring. And, like, he's a person who's took that real, like, getting fresh in the hood, he did that. He like when I used to like think about that getting fresh growing up, it was like some LA shit. Then I used to travel and I'm like, oh yeah, everybody did this in their neighborhood. Yeah. And then he showed me Chicago side of it, and for him to take that to New Balance and like and just all the collaborations he's done in his time, like Converse, 7-Eleven, like for him to take that hood fresh mentality, that's what me and Anwar used to call it, hood fresh. Yeah. For him to take that to these corporations like a New Balance. It's crazy and it's dope, and it's like like even the way he told the story of the New Balance in his. And I
want to ask him about that commercial.
Yeah, the commercial. It's like, man, he showed love to DC. He did it his way. It didn't feel a force. It was just dope, man. So like, shout out to Joe. He hit me yesterday and like gave me an acceptance speech. I wish I taped that. But we about to get it right.
Let's see if we can do it. Call him real quick. Let's see if we can get Joe on the phone. We doing this straight up guerrilla style. We not editing shit. We just call him. These are buds. We hear that. Let's see if he's in. If we get stood up, I'm.
Hello. Hello.
Hey, my guy Joe Fresh Goods is on the line with me and Justin, live from Hawaii. We interrupting the vacation over here, man. I'm sorry about that. Man.
It's his vacation for getting on the list.
Hey, man. Hey, congrats.
Man, Thank you, man. I'm like, stop, baby. No, I'm not. She asked me if I'm still drinking pina coladas. No, baby, I'm not. Um, no, I'm just super grateful. Thank you. Like I was telling Josh yesterday, man, like I've been so worried that I've been making all these lists this year. Hype Beast 100, like all his top sneakers and shit. And I was like, I wonder if Josh gonna disqualify me because I'm getting too corporate.
Hell
And
no, man.
I appreciate that. I feel like I got one hand in the streets and one hand getting this corporate bag. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, and that's something we spoke about before we called you, bro. Like, I feel like you one of the ones putting Hood Fresh on a national level. Like when when I was growing up, like when I was thinking about getting fly, like I just thought about it from like a hood mentality, just growing up. Period. And when I met you and saw you was doing the same thing in Chicago, I'm like, okay, like niggas around the world are doing this, and I'm glad that you taking it to new heights and really just showing folks what we're really about.
I appreciate that. And that's like, I beat myself up this year because like, as you get more successful and shit, I don't want to lose touch with what got me here. You know what I'm saying? That's like, the bigger I get with these brands, a lot of shit y'all gonna see next year. Like even with Mitchell Ness, I don't know if y'all peep. Mitchell Ness got two niggas. Yeah. They got two niggas rolling up a blunt on their Instagram right now.
Bruh.
And that's like, it's just small shit like that. It's just like, sometimes I can't talk about publicly how I'm finessing these brands, but I want everybody to know like if Joe did it, it's like impactful. It wasn't about the check. You know what I'm saying? So I super appreciate you peeping that. You know what I'm saying? Because it gets tough sometimes because niggas get money now too.
One question that we wanted to ask, like, were there any challenges putting that like New Balance commercial, like the all of that, putting that together in the pandemic? Because it looked like you didn't skip a beat.
Oh my God! First of all, thank you New Balance, because again, not trying to hold nobody dick, but like I've been signed to every sneaker brand and Shaz Nike, and they trust me. They gave me my bread for marketing, and they just say rock out, and I had to just show them the final product. So shout out to Alchemist, shout out to Mike Carson, shout out to Gunna. It was tough, man. I shut down the whole not the whole West Side, but like every moment that I like my grandma house, I got her check. The Park District I grew up in, like literally, I think we paid 75 black people got paid from that commercial. Everybody got a check. So shout out to New Balance for trusting my vision. A lot of times when you sign these shoe deals, they just, hey, we're gonna give you 50 shoes, friends and family, we're gonna give you 10,000 for the little lame ass commercial. New Balance really fucking invested in me with that shit. They believed in me. They let me rock. They let me keep it black. They let me do all that shit. And yeah, man, it was like it kind of changed my career. It was like a proof of concept moment.
And what we call that on this show, we call that a boss nigga discount. So
you know what I'm saying?
Shout out to you for that boss nigga moment. One more thing before we let you go. I know you're on vacation, brother. The resale on these joints going up. What you feel about the resale culture right now going on?
You know what? It comes with it. You know what I'm saying? Like what I think I'm gonna stop posting it because niggas be thinking I be like throwing it in their face.
Yeah.
Like it's so, bro, I had a size 13 in my other New Balance sale maybe a few months ago for $5,400. I had a New Balance sale for $5,400. Not given, it was probably a weird, lame asshole athlete that bought it. It's just like where I'm from, bro. Is like we come from Nike and Jordans. Just to have a shoe resale for that much is just like weird to me, but it's also dope. I mean, I learned a lot, bro. Like with this whole shoe shit, it's just like I try to make everybody happy, right. But at the same time, it's just like, because I did a pop-up shop in the most hoodest park in Chicago you can ever imagine. Yep. I thought that was going to deter people from coming and lining up. Snap my fingers, there was like 3,000 kids lined up outside, and it was like white, Asian, boom. I was like, wait a minute, I made this black-ass commercial, but where's my people at in line? And that's when I realized, like, as much as I'm all about the marketing and putting my people on, it's like once you put the final product out, it's open for whoever. You know what I'm saying? I refunded bots. I did so much stuff that people don't know. Kind of fucked up my money, but it's kind of hard, bro. It's a sneaker industry is $1 billion industry. So when it comes to bots, when it comes to people paying bums to wait in line for them, it's like I can't police everything. I could try to take care of my people. 2022, we not seeding. That seeding shit getting kind of lame. I don't want to become the name known as the brand that's seeding people. But no, it's like I'm gonna take care of Chicago first. And I know niggas starting to beat me up. Like, yo, why you keep releasing product in Chicago first? Well, that's where I'm from. And it's tough, man. Like I said, I'm indifferent about resale. It's like I don't encourage it, but It'd be some fly shit. If my shoe costs $220 and it's reselling for $450 type shit, like you know what I mean? I did my job, you know?
Yeah, that's
a lot of niggas shit ain't reselling low key. It's a lot of niggas, it's like 300 collabs that come out. It's like maybe 20 of us shit that be reselling, like low key. So as much as I beat myself, that's the last talk I had with Virgil, real quick before I go.
No.
Before, and I don't want to make it like that. Like when I did that terrible ass pop-up shop in Garfield Park, internet killed me, and I didn't know how to deal with that. I'm so used to niggas being on my dick, being honest. I called Virgil. He talked to me for 2 hours about how to ignore people, how to do it for your family and your friends and your supporters, and like he changed my whole life this year on how to deal with internet hate. Because you know we $50 Virgil them, and there was all that shit. So it's just like, who better to ask than Virgil? And he changed my whole perspective on just like knowing that it's a bigger purpose, and you know you doing it for yourself and your family, not for like Jonathan in fucking Ohio. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like they gonna hate all day. So this year was a big learning lesson, and like just having to negotiate and navigate to like get to where I'm at now.
Awesome. Well, Joe, I know you're busy. We thank you for taking time out to be on this podcast. Congratulations to you for making the ASF list. You definitely boss nigga discount official.
2 years in a row, bro. You've been killing it, man.
Let's get it, baby. Yeah. Let's get it, man. Take care, man. Y'all keep up the good work.
All right, man.
Bro.
All right.
That was Joe Fresh Goods. That was good. That was dope.
Yeah, that was good, man. On vacation, bro. Shout out to Joe. Like,
hey, this is a big deal. This is what the ASF list will have you doing. You're gonna take a second off to go talk to us, but we got to move along here. We got a bunch of shit to talk about, Josh. There's 82, 84 things on this fucking list this year. We got to talk about podcasts in general. What we're doing right here.
Yeah.
Like we do a podcast. We've been doing a podcast. We got announcements about a podcast later. But this was a big year for podcasts, especially for people doing podcasts and getting it out the dirt, getting out the mud. Like everyone was doing it.
Yeah, nah, it's funny. I think my favorite podcast of the year, and I just was watching the Suge Knight episode last night. $1 million worth of game. How the fuck y'all get Suge Knight on the phone? Bruh. How y'all get Suge Knight on the phone? But no, that's $1 million worth of game. Gilly and Wallow. Salute to you, brothers. Y'all killed it this year. And it's amazing because the spectrum is so crazy. Wallow, first of all, Gilly being one of my favorite rappers when I was younger. I loved Gilly the Kid.
One of the funniest motherfuckers.
It's just like to see him come from being a street rapper from Philly to being a podcaster is amazing. Then he's bringing along his cousin Wallow, who was in the penitentiary, who just has a great perspective. And then they talking to Jason Tatum one day, Suge Knight another day,
then Metro Boomin another day,
then Young Thug, then it's like y'all just talking to the right people. They
got two Thug interviews this year, and those two interviews are probably some of my favorite. I'm a huge Young Thug fan. He's like my favorite rapper. Like those are some of my favorite Thug interviews because my issue with like Thug and why a lot of his magazine interviews aren't that good is because they don't send him black people to talk to. And it doesn't feel like he likes talking to like the white folks that get sent to him. So you get what you get from him. I think he had another story this year, and I was like, this wasn't really like really dope because it didn't feel like he was comfortable. Well, Wallow and Gilly, like they were talking to him about stuff that resonated with him. We really got the real story about the Lil Wayne shit. On the $1 million worth of game shit. We got the real story about him signing YSL, him meeting Gunna, him, a lot of shit that's gone on in his life. And that's what I love about them is that people respect them.
Yeah, it's because you can relate.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's one of the most important things about just like, media, publicity, and just press. Like, you got to be able to relate to these artists. And like, a lot of times, like, these people can't. And then it's like, they don't get the best out of them, or they get these moments that go viral where it's like, I just saw something recently with Snoop Dogg. It's an old ass interview, but it's going viral right now. This is probably like 2000 and something, 2001. Yeah. Snoop is overseas somewhere. It sounds like he's in Sweden, and or maybe England. I don't know. And he sits down, and the interviewer's like, "Hey, so like you were 5 hours late for the interview." That's the first question he asked me. He's like, "What were you doing?" Snoop is like, what the fuck? You can hear Snoop's management in the back like, come on, man. Like, it's like, yo, like, you can't even relate to an artist enough to know, like, nigga, he looked like he was 5 hours late because he was really handling some shit. He looked pissed off sitting down right here. Get to your fucking questions. So I think Wallow and Gilly are just great at relating to these artists, relating to everybody, man. Like, I think they warm you up. Like, them having this little song and dance battle in the beginning of the episode.
I love it.
I love it.
Every time.
It's so funny when some people are like awkward with, like Jason Tatum was just like looking at these niggas. But
I love when, like, again, to go back to the Thug interview, Thug was with it.
Yeah.
Like, it was doing it together. Like, he gets, I think that's a method that he uses to get the guests kind of, like, comfortable.
Yeah, you got to warm them up. You got to, like, it's just what being a good podcaster, a good interviewer is. And these guys got it, and they don't come from that ilk, so it's hilarious to see. I love it.
We also had another one that kind of, it turned the corner. It's been around for a while, but it turned the corner this year, and that's Noriega's Drink Champs. Got some of the biggest interviews of the year. Like, I would say up there on the level of $1 million worth of game. They had Kanye. They had I believe Lil Wayne was this year too.
Yep.
They had
Alicia Keys,
which was random.
Smoking a blunt.
Had Big Sean weeks after the Kanye one.
The response.
Like, it's gotten to that point where it's like, actually, I can't talk about Drink Champs without talking about the Cameron episode.
Cam,
which is one of my favorite podcast episodes of all time.
Cam said something in there that I just got saved in my phone. He was talking. They asked him about Juju.
Yeah,
and he was like, like, she dated Safari after him, and he was like, I just can't fuck. You can't fuck with him and then fuck with me.
Yeah,
and I just feel like that about so much in life, not just women. So it's like when he said that, I was just like, bro, that's a bar. Like. Yeah, they just, Drink Champs just kills it, and they warm you up.
Yeah,
they like literally the interviews get better later.
Yeah,
like that's the best thing in the world. And like shout out to Nora because last year they were on my list. They're 2 times in a row.
Yeah,
I had them on the list for the Pharrell interview last year, and Nora retweeted it and was like, "Yo, shout out!" So shout out to my Yala.
Yeah, round of applause for that. Round of applause for that. Round of applause for that one.
And hold on, another shout out to Nora, and this might be a segue into some later in there. Noriega was one of the first niggas I seen eating caviar and enjoying it. And I had caviar for the first time this summer. So shout out to Nori, you inspire me.
Also, shout out to Wale again. We got to make sure we shout him out. He survived Drink Champs.
Man, Wale got lit in Drink Champs. Hey, we got to do a Drink Champs for Wale.
So, I mean, we can't talk about podcasting without talking about just all the multimedia ventures that happened within the community this year. We don't call it a culture, we call it a community.
Yes.
And one of the big ones was Versus, again, turning the corner, becoming a big, like, pay-per-view event.
Man, nah, they turned it up, and they did it with some, like, interesting bookings. Like, a lot of people called me out for not having 3-6 and Bone on the list.
What, a blowout?
But man, these niggas started fighting. Like, yo, hey, I remember watching that and was like, are these niggas, like, I seen a nigga throw a mic. I'm like, oh, no, they fighting. And that's just, that's just the power of Versus, man. But Versus, there's one Versus that literally gives me nightmares. And that was the one that made my list. Dipset versus Locks. Like, you don't understand. Like, I'm a Dipset stan. Like, I used to listen to fucking Purple Haze every day walking to school. Every day. Like, I remember that year, I listened to that album every day walking to school, like, in my little Walkman. Yeah. The little red one with the little holographic shit on it. So, like, man, like, when they lost like that, it kind of, my childhood is ruined. Yeah. Like, I'm, like, really like, damn, where do I go from here? Like, I tweet this, like, every so often. Like, I probably have 2 tweets where it's like, yo, I just woke up, like, I'm just still thinking about Dipset and Locks. It's like 4 a.m. I'm sweating.
Well, here's the thing, man. We thought it was with Versus.
I thought it was a blowout.
I did too.
And I like Jadakiss. I like the Locks. I like Jadakiss. I had Styles P against the Gentleman. I like the Locks.
But my thing is, like, it's all about momentum. And from the moment, Josh, you knew from the moment Dipset was late, when they came out.
I seen Jewel's fit, and I'm like, bro. Oh my God, what are you wearing? He had a lot of big clothes. You just had big ass shit on. Like,
did Cam come out with a chair, like a lawn chair?
That was low-key fly. Them niggas tried to play him for that. I was like, yo, Cam had the lawn chair chilling like that. I got that meme saved in my phone right now. I just send that just whenever I'm just like, I'm chilling.
Like, but the energy was off. It felt like what we hear all the time about this group is that they're not all coherent. They're not, like, cohesive.
No, it's what the Dipset story has always been.
Yeah.
But I'm like, man, like, it's just, they got hits and it just wasn't hitting. Like, just the way they were performing. I'm like, bruh, the songs they picking, like,
I don't know. I mean, when I'm ready, can't win around for you.
Yeah, it's tough.
But it also kind of changed Versus in that it became now about the performance because it wasn't really like that.
So and here's the thing for me in the performance, that's what hip hop is about. And like, I hope artists and just people smarten up. Like, hip hop is about the performance.
Yeah.
And like rapping over your vocals, like I'm not one of them dudes that's like, don't rap over your vocals. But come on, like, you're a rapper. Like, I went to a Playboy Cardi show right after the Travis Scott Astroworld stuff happened, and honestly, that shit felt demonic. But Playboy Cardi is rapping over his vocals. That nigga says 7 words in each song. It's like, you don't have to rap over your vocals.
Yeah.
Like, what? Why are you doing that? You grunting how? Like, it was fire, but it's just like, bro, why are you doing this? So, and I just think like they don't understand. Like when you take the vocals out, your beats become crisper. They become clearer. They hit harder. Like, that's one thing I always like. I've always been a fan of, and this is a tangent, but I've always been a fan of show mixes on songs. Like I tell Tyler all the time, his show mix for "What's Your Name," when he performs that shit, that's just amazing. That's like he needs to release that as a song. Yeah. So like artists need to kind of go back to like the essence of this shit, like Jadakiss did. Yeah. He killed it with verses. Like he really he showed us what hip hop was about. That shit was amazing. So
we got another call in. Are they ready?
Oh yeah, let's go.
They're ready. These are two people that know they know the locks very well. I shudder to think that like these two might be some of the pioneers of just like rap podcasting. They've been around for so long. Of course, we're talking about these guys. It's the real. Let's see if they're gonna answer.
Yo.
What's good? You got
What's
Josh
happening?
Pease and Justin here live on air.
Oh, what's happening, fellas?
What's going on, bro?
We got Eric and Jeff and Mr. Real.
Everything is good. Honored to be included on your guys' podcast, and happy almost 2022.
Man, we almost there. But yeah, we've been calling up people of the culture, people who know what's going on, and we were just actually talking about Jadakiss's performance on Versus.
Oh my God!
And first, I just want to call you to confirm that Jadakiss orders his pizza crust only.
Crust only.
And marinara in the front. I can't believe this.
That's insane.
Like
it's totally insane. I also don't understand how they make that pizza.
No, so I figured it out, and it's very wasteful. They're just making a pizza and cutting it all out. And shout out to Cut and Slice in Brooklyn, because I think that's the spot that made it for him. But
yeah, but like, where does the rest go? Does it like go to like Heathcliff in like the Cat or whatever? Like, what do you do?
They're just throwing it out.
They throw it out.
This is Jadakiss, man. We do whatever he needs. How
the
much
best
is that
was
pizza?
The best was when Jeff texted Jada about that. So the news comes out, somewhere like that the pizza place had put it out there that we made this pizza pie without the actual pizza. And so Jeff texted him about it, and
right, because I'm a journalist.
And Jada was just like, listen. He's like, listen, man, crust is the best part. We're like,
yeah. I mean, you're not gonna argue with that.
So does he not like topping? I don't. This is not.
That's a short. Does he even finish the whole thing?
Guys, Jada's undefeated this year, so let's not even.
Okay, all right, you're right. And we were talking about that moment, and we were talking about Versus, and just how like the media landscape has just changed since COVID. We wanted to ask you, like, what would your ideal Versus be if you had the book, if you were gonna book one?
Okay, I got some guff for this on Twitter, but I fully agree that this is the best matchup. Beyonce versus Soulja Boy.
Wow.
Oh man, hold on.
That's hits.
Please.
That's hits.
That is hit after hit. Soulja Boy. Oh man, hold on. Explain this, please.
Because like, who could possibly go up against Soulja Boy? Like, I didn't even work from like backwards from Beyonce. I was like, no, it's Soulja Boy. Who could possibly go against him? And it's like, well, Beyonce probably could.
I get it, because Soulja Boy is someone who like the Beehive can't affect him. He'll just say he created the Beehive.
That's right.
Yeah, he doesn't believe in all of, like, he can't be trolled. Like, Soulja Boy is the one person on the internet he cannot be trolled no matter what, because he'll flip it. So that actually makes a lot of sense.
That's a good one.
I mean, like, because it's not going to be like Soulja Boy versus Ray J. Like, it's like, because Ray J doesn't have the catalog. Ray J doesn't have his, like, he needs more people. But like Beyonce, it's like you need somebody who's as charismatic as him, and like also has the hits.
Right.
Well, it's funny. I got some stuff on Twitter over my Future versus Jay-Z, because I think Future could take him, but I think Future could take Beyonce too. I mean, he can perform some Beyonce songs. He's written some Beyonce songs. Like, he could really.
Yeah. Like, also, if you're in Atlanta, that's all you care about.
Yeah. And that would be the sneaky way for Swiss and Timbaland to make this even more interesting, to actually do it at Fox Theater in Atlanta and have her pull up.
Beyonce.
Never happened.
Have Beyonce.
Never happened.
Yeah.
The
Sorry,
Jay-Z
her meaning
Beyonce household will not allow that to happen. Did you hear how Jay-Z was talking about Beyonce and Michael Jackson and Coachella?
Oh yeah.
Hey, shout out to Jay, man. They drinking some strong juice over there.
But one thing that you know, me and Josh super respect about you two, is just how you like had so much longevity, and like you've had so much longevity that I think both of us have been mentioned on your show at least one point. I think Alex has mentioned me on there, and you guys have mentioned Josh several times on the show.
Yeah, listen, we were literally just taking a walk with our brother Dan and our mom, and we were like talking about this list to our brother Dan, and he understood. He doesn't, work in the business. He's just a fan of this. He understands like the respect that this list deserves. And when he saw that Anwar Carrots was talking about it, he was a little confused. He was like, but he was named. He was like, why would he? And I was like, it's okay. They're friends. They had this. But he was concerned that there was legitimately some beef that Anwar didn't make the list. I was like, he surely did. But yeah, look, when it comes to lists, Jeff and I are so, over the source power 30 list. We're beyond the double XL freshman list. There's only one list that matters. And so when we saw the list come out yesterday, it was once again accurate. And anybody who has a problem with it can certainly take it up with Josh. And
not with you guys, with Josh.
No.
I have my own issues with it. And by the way, I do respect it. But I as I told Josh, Drake's haircut is a real thing that we need to talk about.
No, it's, man, Drake's haircut was so crazy, like that he even did it, and people did it after him. That's a crazy thing to do.
YK Osiris.
Yeah, YK Osiris has had a very rough year, and part of it is Drake's haircut.
So do we feel as though Chubbs had the knife or gun to his ribs as the barber did that haircut for him?
Yo, I think that. Look, I was very pleased when the free Larry Hoover concert that was on Amazon and made a huge splash. My biggest like more than Kanye's set, more than Drake's set, more than the performances or the way that the stage looked and the smoke was there and everything, or the location, which was all amazing. The fact that both of them had like really great haircuts that night was the best part of it.
Yeah, super fresh.
I can appreciate that for sure.
super fresh haircuts. But yes, like it has been a long year. It's been a crazy year. I know you guys have a lot coming up in the next couple of months, next couple years. You guys are gonna be around forever.
Man.
I like to think so. I would like to mention real quick with you guys that, and this is 100% true, that in reading over Josh's list and seeing that Bipping made it to the list, we were like, wow, I feel like we made it, because when we were in California, you know what? We went to lunch at the very start. We did 2 weeks out in California. We did a week out in LA, and we started the week off right by getting lunch with Josh and Jeremy Corellis. Shout out to Jeremy, shout out to Josh. And we ended the trip up in San Francisco. We went up to Yosemite for a couple of days. We went over to San Francisco. We're on vacation, me, my brother Jeff, my brother Dan. And Dan was going to fly out of San Francisco. And so we go out to this really nice restaurant. We have a great dinner. We cheers to another fantastic road trip with the three of us. We walk out to the car, and Jeff had picked up a tennis ball earlier on in the trip. And we noticed when we were crossing the street, almost up to our Ford Explorer that we got from Avis, that there was a tennis ball on the corner. And we were like, oh, that's strange. And as we were like, how many tennis balls are around, like San Francisco, like just on the street? We walked up to it, and Dan was like, no way. Looked, and we got bipped. We didn't know the term, by the way. We were just like, oh, the car got broken into. And so we each, we know how to like operate. Jeff's like, I'm going to go to CVS. I'm going to grab some like garbage bags and some tape. Dan was on the phone with the police trying to figure out, like if there was any footage that we could like find whoever had broken into the car and got Dan's work computer and his apartment keys, which was not great as he flew back on a red eye that night.
And his glasses.
No, I think he had his glasses.
Whatever.
He was missing a
It's for the story.
Okay.
Yeah, Dan must
and I was on the phone with Avis. So we're all doing this thing. We're figuring out. Avis is like, listen, guys, just, return the car back to the airport when you drop your brother off. We'll give you the same exact Ford Explorer, like no questions asked, and you'd be on your way. We're like, oh, well, that made things really easy. So Dan had this great attitude where he was like, you know what, like work will replace the computer. I can call a neighbor and, my neighbor has a spare set of keys. I'll be all set. On the whole, like no one's hurt. Like, we're going to be all right out of this thing. So Jeff and I have another couple days in San Francisco. And as we like to do whenever we're in another city, we want to check in with all the sneaker stores, all the right places. So we stop by these different places, one of them being Cookies, the headquarters for Cookies. So we stop there and we're talking to the people, we're checking out all the merchandise, and everyone's couldn't be nicer. And at the very, very end, they were like, hey guys, just, because you're out of towners, because you're probably here for a short period of time and driving a rental car, just don't get bipped. And we're like, sorry, what's that? And they were like, bipping. It's when people break into the back of your car and steal your stuff. And we're like, oh,
yeah.
Happened already yesterday,
Too late.
We're natives.
So really, really glad this happened in July. Really glad that for the last 6 months, even if it was on like the sort of like the borderline of not making it to the list, bipping was very deserving of making the Ain't Shit Funny list.
Yeah, I think that bipping could go against Soulja Boy.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you too for being on the show. Thank you for calling in. We really appreciate it. And more than anything, we respect you guys more than anything for just fucking with the movement and fucking with the Ain't Shit Funny list. Thank you so much, man.
Absolutely appreciate you guys and Happy New Year.
All right.
Peace.
Man, see, we told y'all that we had guests, and this is gonna be quite a show, and we're only halfway through it.
Yeah, we got some way to go.
we got.
Man, but they hit a great point that I definitely want to talk about. Bipping made my list because that shit was
everywhere.
The shit this year. No, it was everywhere. It was in the Bay Area, the Bay Area, which invents everything. So it was everywhere. But yo, it's gotten so crazy. Like, so I just saw something recently where people are parking with their trunk open. They're like, if they have like a minivan where like the window trunk, like they're like, don't bip me. Like, I'll leave my trunk open. I'll show you nothing's in my car. Yeah. Go in my car and search around. There's nothing in there. Don't break my window. Yeah. I paid too many windows.
Yeah, because the window shit is the worst part to break on your car. Like, it's terrible.
Bipping's so crazy. I knew it was gonna make my list when I saw a video of someone getting bipped while driving. Literally, they got on the freeway. Someone came behind them, it was traffic, so it was like on the freeway trafficy. Pow, right in the window.
I feel like car companies in their 2023 vehicles are gonna make those back windows a lot more.
All windows. You know what? I got bipped in like 2018. Shit.
Well, you created it and shit. Speaking of that, I mean, we gotta talk about California culture. We gotta talk about LA culture. We gotta talk about culture as a whole as we go to the next part of the list. One of the biggest things I've been seeing. This is like the biggest.
This is the thing.
This is the one that everyone's talking about in the list.
Man, my mom called me like, hope you being safe out there, son. Yeah. I'm like, shit, I don't know.
Is Melrose turning into the hood?
Man.
I'm going to tell you right now, I knew something was up with Melrose when I kept seeing motherfuckers in motocross pants. That said like gas and shit like that.
Melrose is on some whole other shit. I think it came with like, I don't know what the fuck it came with. I think pandemic, all these like sneaker stores and just people just... Melrose was one of the places that was open when things started opening back up. You could be outside, you could walk around. I don't know, man. It's crazy down there. Like, people are getting robbed left and right. My barber told me a story about how he was just around there and saw someone get robbed.
For real?
Yes. Damn. Like, shit's crazy. So, yeah, like, man, Melrose really turned into just, like, the hood.
And it's funny because when I moved out here, there wasn't really much there.
I just thought about it. Like, someone got killed on Melrose this year. All our pizza, they got to work the shoe palace. Just over there the other day, like, yo, like, what the fuck? Y'all kill, like...
Over trying to stop someone from cutting line, I think.
Yeah, it's like a raffle. It's the hood over there. It's ghetto. Like, and I don't even use that word. So, like, God, like, Melrose, get it together. They need to get a little neighborhood watch team. All y'all little cool kids with your sneakers working at the stores. Y'all need to get some bats and batons.
But I think really it's the sense of reselling. It's very huge on that block. That whole culture, and then it turns into it's. I'm not blaming the youth, but I'm blaming the people that try and take advantage of the youth.
It's funny.
In that.
It's just ghetto, man. Because I remember I went over to Round 2 one time. I was like selling some sneakers.
I can't go there anymore.
This was like early, like this might have been last year even. I don't think. But a little white kid bought my shoes from me outside. I'm like, it just felt wrong. I'm like, he pulling money out of his pocket. I'm like, this is ghetto. Like,
it felt like it was like the Dave Chappelle skit where he was like gun store, liquor store. It's like shoe store. Fucking.
This is crazy, man. I can't blame it strictly on shoe culture, but like, it's just crazy down there, man. It feels like there's no cops over there. It feels like there's no cops. I remember this year there was like the whole first of all, this is something that didn't make my list. The LA dirt bike scene was crazy this year. And on Melrose one time, I think they like pulled somebody out of a car. Damn near like it was some shit that happened. Some shit. I don't want to document the crime. Allegedly, some things happened on Melrose. So yeah, it's been ghetto, man. And it's just, man, that trickled over to the outdoor dining, which, man, if you outdoor dining in Los Angeles, please have your pistol on you.
Yeah, please.
Please.
The outdoor dining in general, no one's safe. I mean, man, this literally
they robbing women.
Yeah,
they killing. They are doing some crazy things out here, man. Like
and like we said, this is an escalation and a reaction to what's going on.
The pandemic. It's like, man, you gave everybody 20 bands.
Then you took it away.
And now you didn't take it away. They spent it away. They bought a lot of 42 and
a lot of
and lamb chops.
A lot of people. They went to jail for it. A lot of people are down bad. Some people got to pay the shit back.
Yeah, no, it's just like it's funny, man. I think growing up in the hood, you see this all the time. Like a nigga touch the money and then he don't have it no more. And he like, I gotta get it.
Yeah.
By any means.
Yeah.
That's where that by any means necessary mentality come from. And man, imagine hundreds of thousands of people on their by any means shit. They're going crazy. Everybody's on their by any means right now. If you had a PPP loan or you got some type of unemployment check and you don't got it no more, you like, I need it back by any means.
Absolutely.
And bruh, by any means some wild things. Speaking
of by any means, this motherfucker Drake, man.
Man, he gonna get the pussy by any means.
This motherfucker Drake. Who tipped someone off to fly overhead Dodger Stadium that
Drake,
night?
he had to let bro. I was talking to my friend about this recently. Like, sometimes you do shit with girls so other girls can
see it.
And that's what that was. It was like, yo, I'm here at Dodger Stadium, TMZ. Just fly over real quick. And they fly over. Oh, shit. Look, us a helicopter. It was crazy. Like, it was just, man, shout out to Drake, bro. That's a real player shit, man. That goes in the Hall of Fame right there.
I feel like he ruined dating forever. Because I feel like that's like the date now.
Yeah,
to do.
Yeah, I seen Stevie's on Pico, man. Hey, you gotta figure out how you gonna top that, brother. In the comments of my post, someone tagged whoever runs the Stevie's on Pico social media. I don't know if it's the owner or not. Someone tagged the social media page and was like, "Look, babe, we gotta do something like this or something." No. I don't know. It was funny.
It's
man.
over. Yeah, it's over. I'm glad I'm out because it's over in the game, bro. You gotta take him like Josh. That's your next step, bro.
So far, what's up?
That's so far.
Best stadium in the world.
So, and someone who kind of like encapsulates everything, I feel like that. Like I look to, you probably look to, in terms of just someone who is self-made and is really like making strides in terms of like what they're doing. This guy, Rich Paul, just got a sneaker, and we talked about New Balance. He had a New Balance, right?
Man, he had a New Balance. I need those. I can't find them nowhere, but the New Balance. With the, you see, and I need the sweatsuit too, so. But man, like, yo, it's inspiring for me. I think coming up, and this is kind of segues into what, what we're launching and working on next year. I think I need to see other figures, people who aren't athletes and rappers and, people who come from the same culture as me, but just got it in different ways. Yeah. And, he's a business manager, or not a business manager, but just a manager or agent. Like, he's just an all-around good guy. He's very much what I feel like I am for artists. Like, I feel like I'm an artist helper. Yeah. And he's a LeBron helper.
Yeah. Well, he started as a LeBron helper, but now he's an everybody helper.
He's everybody helper. Yeah. And he's a player helper, and he's just like, he's helping guys, build brands, and like, and in the process of that, he's built his own brand.
Right.
And now he's with Adele. Like, come on, man. Like,
the Adele,
Rich Paul, bro.
The Adele move.
Hey, man, Rich Paul.
Come on, man. Who doing it but him, man?
But it's like, it's just like, that's just from, I don't know, but that's from him being a good guy. Yeah, just a good guy, man.
But that's where you come from. I think the way that like people like you and me win is that we are upfront about it, and it's like regardless of what people feel about it, we do help out each other, and we're selfless in doing that. Like, I feel like it shows me at least that if you continue to do that, you will get paid handsomely for it. You will, it will repay. It doesn't matter when. It's just in due time.
Yeah, I think it's just about improving the culture in the community. Like that's really what it is. Like he's bettering the lives. He's made it so that like athletes just have more rights. And just like they're more respected amongst, you know, the business they do. I've seen him move those mountains. So it's just like, it's just dope to see how he just came in the game and just did it a different way. Yeah. And I think, you know, that's dope as hell. Like, you know, you think of Jerry Maguire or some shit. It's like Rich Paul. Like, who the fuck is Jerry Maguire? Like,
I don't even watch that shit anymore. It's Rich Paul. It's Rich Paul all day. Okay, so we got another call in from somebody who is a fan of the list, good friend of yours. Is he ready to get beamed in?
We're just gonna call. I didn't even hit him up, so we just in the flow. About to just see if he pick up.
If we get started, we got other people. We got other people to call. So let's see. Connecting. Okay, here we go.
You've reached Trayvon Edwards. To hit a 2, press 3. To hit a 3, press 2. For all other options, say or press boom shakalaka. Leave him a message at the buzzer. Just don't make it one of those long, detailed messages. Truth is, he never listens to him anyway, and frankly, doesn't care. Kaboom!
Yo, that was crazy. That play.
That was crazy.
Hey, shout out to my nigga Trey. Man, I wanted to get you on here. You seem like you're busy. You busy doing whatever the fuck he got you to do that. Like, that was amazing, bro.
Hey, call someone who someone who isn't very happy about their their placement on the list.
Making calls, man. A man of the culture too. Like this, everybody who's ever touched my list are men of the culture, women of the culture too. Because I got called out for that. Someone said they can count the amount of women on one hand on this list, and that's some real shit. Because I feel like a Laylee could have made the list. But she's just an all around.
Oh, somebody's calling, brother.
Trey's calling me back. Hold on, let's see. Yo, Trey, you live on air with me and Justin right now. Before we even get anywhere,
voicemail, brother.
Hey man, I'm glad that you didn't answer, so we had that voicemail on air. That shit was amazing.
That's Tim Kitzrow from NBA Jam.
Wow. I knew the boom shaka. Like I was like, is that the motherfucker from NBA Jam?
See, man of the culture. He just knows what the fuck is going on. He got the guy for NBA Jam is doing his voicemail.
Where the fuck you find him at?
Twitter, man. Like I just tapped in with him and just like, you want to come on the pod? And he came on the pod, and now I just like fuck with him. And like anytime I got like something in advertising, I just plug him and throw him little jobs here and there.
That's awesome. Fire. That's so great. That's awesome. Well,
I was gonna say, man, we got my man Trayvon Edwards on, and you know, we were just talking about just the list. We actually just were talking about Rich Paul and how just like he's just the all around black man right now. He's just killing it right now. Like, and he's doing it in ways that we haven't seen before. Like it's not the typical story. It's not the athlete or the rapper. It's just a dude who's just out here just kind of being a athlete helper and really just like, you know, getting these athletes more respect. So he had to make my list this year. He killed it.
Yeah, I mean, Rich is the blueprint, dog. Like, no matter how anybody has anything negative to say, it just kind of falls on deaf ear because, like, his grind, like, this dude started off selling throwback jerseys. Like, he was LeBron's plug, basically. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people don't know that.
So it's so crazy. He used to sell Don C and Kanye West throwback jerseys, too.
Yep.
It's just crazy, bro. His story is wild. So, you know, from that to having his own New Balance and his top athlete is a Nike artist and a Nike athlete, and the Nike athlete is actually posting the New Balance promo. It's like, bruh, this man is a superhero, man. Like he really killed it this year. It was crazy.
Super flex, man. Super flex. Speaking of the list, man, I got to work harder so I can make the list next year.
Hey, man, it's fun. I think did you work on the McDonald's Travis Scott shit that made the list last year? You on there?
Shouts to JP. Shouts to the gang. I was J Balvin. So
okay.
Yeah. Shouts to the White and Kennedy gang. You know, we crushed it in 2021. Sweetie, BTS. You know what I mean? We can go down the line.
Yeah, the Sweetie shit was actually fire. I bought some of the
Mariah Carey. We can keep it going.
Listen, my fiance loved that fucking Sweetie meal. I said, motherfucker, you've never eaten a Big Mac in your life. Why are you going to get a fucking Sweetie meal?
It's the marketing, man. It's the marketing.
I love to hear it, man. I love to hear it, man. That's a big shot to the gang right there, working hard behind the scenes.
Yeah, man. I was gonna ask you, like, you know, we had a bunch of state of LA culture things that happened this year. We're just talking about like the outdoor dining and like the Melrose turning into the hood. You know, you from LA, you a native. Like, what were some trends in LA you saw, or you just was like, oh, this was definitely popping in 2021?
Man, I mean, just me even coming back in general, just like, I mean, I'm out in New York now, but just converting like the hood, just in general, just kind of just getting down with it as far as like, I mean, where to even start? I mean, just like John and Vinny's and Slauson is just one thing in general. Like
man, that
kind
should
of
have made my list.
That's a great. I mean, a lot of people were kind of pushing back, but like that's great, man. I love it because you don't have to go all the way out the way to go get it now. Yeah. A lot of people gonna get a chance to, get that spicy facility. You know what I mean?
It's so funny.
Good bottle of wine.
It's so funny how people are kind of mad about the Yeez thing. And I'm like, I was telling people, like, Yeez been closed for 3 years, and Yeez been nasty for like 5 years.
But also Yeez has declined so many. You know what I mean? Like, no shot to them, and not to kick a business down or anything like that.
I feel you, but I just feel like it's just like I feel like people was treating it like it was a black-owned restaurant that John and Vinny's came and closed down. I'm like, that's just not the case. Like, that's just what happens. It's just a spot. That's all it is.
Yeah, I mean, it was so many different, like, restaurants and small little venues just popping up, and I definitely, like I'm from Compton, man, so I'm east of the side, but just overall, like being able to like, seeing these individual brands even pop out, like fashion wise, and being able to wear it in New York has been great. Shout out to Bricks and Woods and, Carrots and everybody. I mean, down the line, seeing Dodger hats with this shining light, in New York City is kind of crazy to me. You know what I mean? Like,
yep.
Like, we quiet, but we heavy. You know what I'm saying? So the city's definitely, making a global impact.
Yeah, and you've made your way obviously through advertising. What are some trends that you see like becoming bigger and bigger in 2022 as we move forward and in a different type of world where marketing and advertising is going to be happening?
I think everything's going backwards.
Right.
Old is cool.
Mm-hmm. Nostalgia.
You know what I'm saying? Like everything that everybody was trying to find or hop on a new trend, it's like it's going to the reverse. You got wired headphones from Apple. You got baggy pants that's coming in reverse. Like everything. You know what I mean? So like it's not even more of a retro trend, but like one thing I hit on, I think that I tweeted about was more so saying like trends never die. They just circle the block.
Mm-hmm. Huh. That's a great
concept. What I'm saying? So it's like stop throwing away your stuff. Maybe hoard it a little bit or pass it down as an heirloom, but it's never going away. And you know what I mean? Like I literally just finished watching this interview with Tyler, and it was more so like he was saying like the old man is like kind of comfortable with their style, and it's like if you know what you really like, you gonna know what you really like. So nobody can never change and tell you that a trend is whack. You know what I'm saying? If you like polo, then you the low guy for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? Or you like Carhartt, etc. You know what I mean? Like no one should be able to change that. And I think that we got kind of lost in a weird pocket of like 2005 to 2019 of trying to chase a trend when trends never left.
Right.
Like, I mean, trends never really like held that much weight.
Right.
Man, that's a great concept. That's it's funny. Trend circle the block. I'm gonna remember that forever.
That could have been on the list.
Hey man, add me to 2022 on that one, man. I'm on the back end of it. You know what I'm saying? But,
I got you.
Well, we got to run through the rest of this list. Thank you so much, Trevon, for being on this, for calling in and giving your insight on a lot of the trends that's going on this year.
Hey man, I seen P's name on the missed call list, and I had to run it back. So what I mean. Hey, maybe your ears was ringing because I was watching the Amazon Music Tyler the Creator show. I literally was talking you up, so that's crazy.
See, man. Appreciate it, man. I'm gonna talk to you soon.
Yep. All right, bro.
All right, V.
All right, another one down. I want to get into some miscellaneous stuff on the list before we finish it off. We almost there at the home stretch. I know, like we've been giving everybody. I'll say this right now. This is the best show we've done.
Hey man, we're killing it right now.
This is the best show we've done. All right, like listen, this is the sign of things to come. This is the best show we've done.
I'm telling you, sign of things to come.
Exactly. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about it in a second. You talked about it earlier. Your man Roy. Everybody in the crew needs a Roy.
Hey.
And your crew.
Roy should have made my list. Literally, as I was about to put out the list, I thought I was gonna hit up Mark. Shout out to Mark who designs my list for like the past 3 years. Like, man, he's been killing it. But I was gonna hit him up and be like, yo, we need to add Roy real quick. But I didn't even know how would I name it? Would I just say Roy? Like, and it was so soon that people don't even know what I'm talking about. But like, shout out to my nigga Jesse, Weed and Wagyu on Twitter, because he's the person who tweeted it and I first saw it from. And he said they send that nigga Roy in like he a Pokemon.
So the Roy thing is a viral video of someone who I believe they thought he stole his chain or something like that.
Yeah, he stole a $7,000. It's so funny, man. The dude who, so they say he stole a $7,000 ring. I'm like, you so specific with that number. And I guess they say he stole it and was hiding it, or I don't know. It was like, you know when you watch movies and they beat the nigga, like interrogating them? It's like these niggas is like, they saw a movie, it was like, we about to do that. Which I don't know how to do that. He wasn't even tied up.
Oh my God. But then the best part is when he said, Roy, please get this nigga. I'm just like, you didn't say please any of the other times he was kicking him in his ribs. Man. Also, that video should be on the internet. That is
They deleted it. So
okay.
the guy deleted it. I'm sure someone saved it, but yeah, man, Roy, that was one that was made at the buzzer beater.
Also, another thing that came up, the Family Style Festival.
Yeah, which I spoke about earlier because the first time I had caviar was at the Family Style Festival on a taco from Morasco Halasco. So it was just man, Family Style, which I've been going to since they've had it. I think last year they had a drive-in movie, and that was dope. But this time they did it in person with everyone, vax and all that good stuff, and it was just dope, man. I'm a foodie on the low, or maybe on the high. I don't know.
I see you cooking this year, bro.
I be cooking and I just be eating. So I go to like a lot of good restaurants. I just don't put it all on the gram, but I only put burgers on the gram, and everyone thinks I eat burgers every day. I'm like, nah, that's the only shit I post. But yeah, Family Style was dope. Actually, a restaurant that made the list that was there was We on Melrose. They did a collaboration with Carrots. They did a carrot cake, and I'm just We Melrose. It's on the good part of Melrose, folks.
It's a way.
You know what's funny though? It's on the good part of Melrose, but it's still on that block is where the Hot Wings Cafe.
Oh shit! So it's past the Wells Fargo.
It's past the Wells Fargo. Yeah. But yeah, We Melrose, they're everything they make is fire. But they got a great burger, great cheesesteak. They do specials. They did like a lobster roll special one weekend. Amazing. Oh my God. And the bakery is crazy. The cookies to die for. So
to die for. You've been watching a lot of Sex in the City.
No, I be watching food shows. Nigga, I be getting my food vocabulary down. But yeah, Family Style was just dope, man. Like, it was just a good experience. Shout out to the whole team that put that together. Miles, Bobby, John, or Jan. I always pronounce niggas' names wrong, but shout out to all y'all, man. Y'all
is this their second time on the list? I feel like they got up there last year.
They might have, bro. Yeah. I always have a good time when I go there.
Yeah.
Like, literally. And this last time was probably the best time I've ever had. So,
yeah.
Shout out to the VIP area, too. And shout out to my boy, Fidel's Flowers, Fidel's Hash Shows. We did the unofficial Family Style Hash Show, and it was a hit, bro. Everybody loved it. So, yeah. Shout out to my peoples.
Crate Challenge.
Crate Challenge
had our culture in a fucking headlock for a good month.
But do you remember the first Crate Challenge? Like the very first video?
It was in the hood, wasn't it?
It was in like Milwaukee or some shit. That shit looked amazing. I was like, what made y'all do this?
The one that popped off for me that I was like, okay, I'm tapped in. The one in Louisiana where the shots rang out right after.
Oh, yeah. Bro, I'm like, that's how crazy the Crate Challenge was. Niggas was like, we forgot we got ops. We got to sign on crates. Like, bruh, I thought when you said Louisiana, I just instantly thought of Boosie. And I thought you were going to mention, Boosie had a Crate Challenge festival.
He did.
He had artists doing the Crate Challenge.
He was paying people to do it.
Bro, he said YK Osiris still owe him money from the Crate Challenge.
YK Osiris owes me money now, man. Bro. He owes everybody money.
But Boosie, man, like, just the Crate Challenge was amazing. Boosie was amazing this year as well. He made my list unofficially because cancel culture.
Oh yeah,
all this shit he went through. But
cancel culture is not real, Josh.
It's not, but it's a thing.
It's a thing that I feel like people who are super sensitive about being canceled, even though they will not be canceled, keep saying is real, and it's not.
I mean, shit. Is
they
the
keep
baby
getting money.
Is the baby canceled?
The baby.
He's not canceled.
Here's the thing. The baby isn't canceled, but he's just not where he was because he had to actually. He wasn't canceled. He still get money.
It's funny. It's really just a good phrase.
Being held accountable isn't canceling.
Is that what that's the flip side of if cancel culture isn't real?
But that's the thing. All people want is accountability.
I guess that's true.
That's all people want.
They don't want. That's not all they want.
That
they want to cancel you.
That's what
they want you to stop.
They want you to stop making money. But I'm not that type.
They want you to stop. They down there. Hey.
If they do a crime, what shit? What do you think? I don't think the baby killed any. Like the baby didn't kill anybody.
Well, he did, but he didn't.
Shit. But I will say that shit like what he did with his baby mom didn't help him come back
at all.
Like it made it worse. Yeah, so he didn't get canceled. He canceled himself.
Well,
if anything,
cancel culture made my list because it was just a hot button topic. That's why we're talking about it so passionately right now.
But back to we definitely. But back to crate challenge. My favorite crate challenge. Tyshawn Jones. He's a skater for Adidas.
I missed it.
He had a huge crate challenge thing like in some type of park in New York. It was a huge crowd. Of course, I'm like, none of these niggas is wearing masks. But he had a huge crate pyramid. And he had everyone doing it. There was one, I swear, I'm so mad I didn't save this one. A girl got to the top and falls off on her face.
Yo, like, that's my thing. Like, niggas was really falling on crates. Like, them hospital bills must have been crazy.
Must have been dumb.
That's what they spent their PPP money on. That's why they so
mad. They spent their PPP on the crates, the milk crates, and the hospital bill. That's literally what they spent their money on.
I haven't seen a bottle of milk in 10 years. Where are they getting these milk crates from? Everybody drinking almond milk and oat milk and shit.
And low key, from what I've seen, every basketball court in the hood has real hoops. So like, where the fuck is the milk crates coming from?
Man, I used to really play on milk crates. It's crazy, man.
We all did.
Got it from the mud.
I mean, niggas put vinyl in it, but you know, this is what it is. We also had the rise of. I know you bought one this year, NFTs.
Oh yeah, I bought one. I really thought I was about to get rich off this NFT.
Listen, this shit,
nigga. Hey, you understand that sentence that I wrote in the caption? I thought I was gonna get rich, or did you think you was gonna get rich off of NFT? I really believed I was gonna get rich off the 100th NFT. Shout out to the Atom Bomb Squad. That shit was dope.
I legitimately listen. I have my misgivings with NFTs. Okay. Yeah. Money laundering is real. Let me just say.
I shout out to my hood niggas that got into NFT. I swear to God, it's a nigga. I'm not gonna say where you from or what it is. I went to his page. He had his OpenSea thing in his bio. This nigga owned like 7 NFTs. I'm like, nigga, what the fuck? You're a game banger. You are a game banger.
But my worry about NFTs is that the people who are less likely to not take a hit from these things not selling are going to be the people that are worse off. I feel like the rich people got in on this shit and they're gonna win.
It's not that. Because honestly, like, shout out to the Fran Lations. Like, he collects NFTs and he's been in it early. Like, it's millionaires getting made who aren't like, I know some homies. Like, it's funny. I wish I paid more attention. Like, at Family Style, I saw the homie. We talking. He like, bro, like, I got a Discord. Like, just get in here, talk to me about it. We gonna link. Blah blah blah. He was like, bro. He told me, he's like, I just bought this NFT for $500. This shit sold like $50K.
Did yours sell for that much?
My shit ain't sold yet.
Exactly. That's all
but the one he bought did, and if I would have been like, yo, I'm gonna get one too.
But you had to get in early though.
Not even early. If I was just been like, yo, let me get, like, if I was just said, oh, you about to buy one, I'm gonna buy one too, I would have been in the game.
My 2 hangups on NFTs. One of them being who asked for decentralization of money. That's a problem that.
I don't mind that.
That's a problem.
The dollar is nothing.
It's a problem that it's an issue that, or a problem that we really don't need. We have more problems that need solving right now than decentralizing money. Yes,
I mean, money's a tool.
So
it's like, it's technology.
And 2, I feel like there's not enough people that care to educate people that make less money. They're making $27,000 a year on what these things are.
And this is the thing. It's an education barrier for sure.
Exactly.
But nigga, life is an education barrier.
But that's not, you can't wrap it up to that.
No, it absolutely is wrapped up to that. Like, to go to college is that barrier too, but it's like, nigga, life is an education barrier. This NFT barrier is a lot fucking lower.
Yeah.
Like, bro, matter of fact, everybody listen to this. After you listen to this, go listen to Earn Your Leisure podcast. I think they made my list last year. If they didn't, they should be on my list this year. Them niggas is amazing. I learned a lot from them, and there's just black men breaking it down. Yeah,
I need a black person teaching other black people how to make money off this, because all I see is non-black people making money off this.
It's some black men in there. It's like, shout out to Ish Millie. He doesn't even know me, but I just follow him and I see him doing this thing in that space. It's a kid investing in stocks. He raps. It's some black dudes in that space. But it's funny, like, again, these are the stories that aren't being told. These are the lights not being shown. Like it's some niggas making some money in that space.
I wouldn't say it's not. I would say that I don't see enough black. Yeah, like you said, I don't see enough black people.
Yeah, you don't see. Yeah, but honestly, it's such a new space. It's not even enough people in the space yet.
But
That's
I
why,
feel
like,
what sucks is that we as people, as black people, we always get in on it late, but we always pop it. We always make it pop.
Yeah, I mean, because we talk the most. Niggas need to shut the fuck up. That's the other bit. Hey, that's what everybody else is doing. They get into it and just being silent.
But you know why they being silent? Because they laundering fucking money to these NFTs, Josh. The fuck? We got another caller. Are they ready to?
Yeah, I didn't even hit him. We just about to call him.
All right,
this is my boy.
This
might be the wrong number I have for him, honestly. So
how you know that's the wrong number? The right number?
I just be living life, brother. Hold on.
So we got another call in. Obviously, if you got thoughts about NFTs, it enlighten me because listen, I've read some anti-NFT texts, and I'm waiting for somebody to sell me on this shit. All right, we coming through. Who we calling?
We're calling my boy Barlos, a Los Angeles legend.
Okay.
Like honestly, just Los Angeles legend. That's all that needs to be said. Captain Barl. You know, you know.
All right, we waiting.
Hello?
My boy Barlos, you live on air, man. It's a podcast. Ain't shit funny list. Let's talk about it.
Oh man, that's fire! As I'm walking on a plane.
Oh,
yeah.
I told you he's a legend. Getting on the plane, bro.
Yeah. Hey, Delta, hold the plane for a second.
Hey,
yeah. That's fire.
Hey.
The first thing I want to speak on is Reese and the slime language cover. Not just.
Hey, I'm gonna call him after, actually. I'm for sure gonna call him after. No, but you had some good shit that missed the list. You some food spots that you haven't invited me to yet. So let's go through them.
All right, so I felt like, okay, first of all, I feel like Burgers Never Say Die should have been on there.
They was on there like 2 years ago, maybe when they first opened. They for sure was on there.
Okay, bet. So you was ahead of the time, but Shoku is the best chefs in the game right now.
Oh, absolutely. I believe it, bro. The shit they doing is crazy. That McGriddle they making rich nigga food, bro.
I made that McGriddle up because I used to walk to McDonald's on Century and Western. So I felt like one day I was gonna be rich, and then I wanted to like elevate that McGriddle. So I was so happy that they made that for me.
Man, what in the ice cream they got? What the fuck?
Oh man, some of the best ice cream. Sour Patch Kids, Starburst.
Oh, where is this at, man?
Bro, the price didn't change. I don't even know what the per person price is now. Them niggas is going crazy, bro.
It used to be like 1,000.
Yeah,
it's probably like 15, 2,000 now.
Yeah, man, and it's going up as we speak.
but also too, I feel like you missed the dirt bike scene in LA. No, dirt bike's going crazy right now.
Yeah, we spoke about that earlier, and that's another reason why you a legend, bro. Because I feel like you really brought that community together, and y'all killed it.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that shit was fun. EJ, like the dirt bike kid, he like Jay-Z in the city right now. He like he in ninth grade.
And it's funny, I just love how that scene brought just people from different hoods together. Like I'm seeing Bloods and Crips and Ubers, everybody just riding together, and that shit just like a real community.
Yeah, honestly, I told the police that one day. I'm like, man, like I lived in LA my whole life. I ain't never seen no shit like this.
Hell no. So yeah, no, that was definitely a miss. I was mad I missed that one for sure.
Nah, but I think my favorite one on there though, my favorite one, and I'm glad you like spoke about it, was like Circulate. I think that was like love, like just to show them some love. Mm-hmm. And then I really love that you added the Family Fest, because not for nothing, even though we didn't create that shit fire.
Bro, we just spoke about that too. Like that was that's just we eat. We niggas that just been eating our lives, and like just seeing all those restaurants together and seeing that community embrace the community that we kind of built with streetwear and just like street culture in general. Like it's just a dope little scene, man. Like, and I just want to help them grow and just like continue to foster that shit for real.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, that was a good look. But then you got to add yourself, Josh. Don't be biased. All them Amazon posters, man, around the city.
Nah, I'm on there, man, with that Doja Cat drone show, which I'm gonna speak about after this for sure, because I need niggas to know what happened with that and just how that happened and how everybody tried to do it after me. But yeah, we did the drone light show with Doja Cat out in Santa Clarita. That shit was crazy. Did like 2 million organic on our social media.
See, you need that credit. Yep. You need that credit. And then my last but not least, Kanye West taking pictures of everybody.
Hey, that's a great one, bro. That's a great one. Well, dog, where you going? LA, New York?
Yeah, I'm coming back to LA. I'm in Atlanta right now.
Hey man, safe travels, bro. I know you about to settle in the first class.
Oh man, Comfort Plus.
I know what it is, man. Talk to you soon, bro.
I love y'all. Y'all be good.
All right, man. Thank you. We got to get Reese on here, man.
Hey, man.
We got to call Reese.
It's time.
But because we got to get the Reese rant. And
it's time.
I know we've held off long enough. Of course, you know Reese LaFleur. We got to get him on here, man. Don't look at his Twitter page. It looks like InfoWars, man. It looks crazy, but Reese is definitely somebody like you said of the culture. But this year, he little unorthodox year for him, man. Like it's
Reese. Crazy. Honestly, Reese had a good year, man. Diva's selling out the stores.
Yeah, Diva blew up.
Shit's fly. Looks good. It's very much an amalgamation of him. Diva.
Please leave your message for 8.
Let me write the voicemail. That boy, they play. I'm gonna try to FaceTime. Will the FaceTime go through?
Yeah, the FaceTime will go through.
Hold on, let's see.
Yeah, he's a little mad at you right now.
Clear Records, YSL, Big Diva.
Yo, he's pissed at you right now.
Fuck that. He might have blocked me. Honestly, that's my brother, man. He made the list. He just didn't make the cover. But nah, I do want to talk about that, man, because that, like, honestly, and I don't know the politics behind it, but that was a moment just for like the culture. Like, if you knew who Reese was and you saw that cover, like, you talked about it, laugh, like, and we all laugh at ourselves, like, shit, we all do funny shit sometimes. Like, it ain't a knock at him. It was just a funny situation, bro. They really put Wheezy head
on his body, and honestly, like, we laugh at it, but it would have been super fly if they put that through. We don't know what happened, you know what I'm saying, or why he wasn't on it or whatever. But that was a moment, man. Like that's something that definitely, we're gonna always remember. Let's just say
we absolutely are always gonna remember that.
We're always gonna remember that. So shout out to Reese. I'm pretty sure he blocked you because it went right to voicemail.
It's hilarious, but hey, man, shout out to my brother, man, LaFleur.
So I want to circle back into music as we kind of end this off this year 2021. Gunna. And men wearing Chanel. I had to lump these two in.
You lumped them together, but I gotta lump them apart. But also, Gunna is in my list a couple different times in a couple different ways.
Yeah.
Honest to God, Gunna was my man of the year.
Wow.
Without dropping the album, he was just amazing. Just his social media, Rihanna dressing up as him for Halloween.
Yeah.
His outfits. His slang, his features, like he really
the big dick is back outside shirt.
He shined through this year, like he really did. Like he really became like Gunna. Like before this, I was like I don't really like, but he really he became a celebrity. He became a household name, a face. I think the Slime Language 2 album really helped because it was just him and it really showed that he's like number 2.
Yeah, it's really him and
Thug. Him, Thug, and Drake. Like what the fuck? Like it's just like so. I love Gunna this year. He killed it, man. Like, and I said he came through on the list a couple different times because the Men in Chanel was just that outfit was amazing, bro. Like Chanel doesn't make men's clothes, so that nigga had on like a suit jacket, maybe. I don't know.
The boots is really where it took off.
But man, but also I think so. He executive produced Lil Gotti's Top Shelf Gotti tape.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a little known fact. I mean, I don't know what that means in the grand scheme of things.
He said, "Hey, show to put that on there."
I think he just picked the songs, but his touch was on there, and he had a good song on there too. I just think Gunna just really, pushing P. Like he just really, his slang, everything. He just really became himself this year, and like it's funny. There's like an interview he did on the red carpet somewhere. I think it was like the Variety lunch brunch or some shit, and they asked him about dating Chloe Bailey.
Oh yeah.
And his response was just great. He was like, "No, we not dating. We just went on a date." But no, I got what he mean. Like, we not dating. We just going out to eat, doing shit.
Yeah,
we got songs together.
Yeah, as friends.
As friends. And, Gunna just had some good quotables this year, man. And then, him on SNL, bro. Like, I don't think people knew that he could really... He sang, and Gunna's another one that doesn't use his show vocals.
Yeah.
When he's at Rolling Loud, you're hearing Gunna's voice, and that shit sounds amazing.
Yeah.
So... shout out to Gunna, my man of the year without dropping an album, man. Salute. Looking forward to DS4.
I need that. That needs to come out like Thursday.
Now.
Yeah, like we're ready for that to open the new year.
Nah, put it out next year. It's got to make my list.
Yeah, so next up, somebody that came through this year, I know he had a buzz last year, but this year he really blew up.
Yeah.
ESTG.
ESTG, man, like had a crazy year. And this This is funny. Like, I was super early on ESTG. I think he might have made my list last year with a song, or maybe.
I think it was a song.
Yeah, he was just on my mind last year for sure, on my playlist all day. But the first person to play ESTG for me was Shy Glizzy.
Shout out Shy Glizzy.
Yeah, shout out to my dog Shy. Like, I just remember we was just chilling. He just played me. He's playing a song. I'm like, who the fuck is this? He's like, ESTG. He was like, I think that nigga from Detroit or something.
Oh, because of the beats.
Yeah, I'm like, and I just went and did my research. I'm like, oh shit, this nigga hard. So shout out to Shy. Shout out to ESTG, man. Like,
I think I put his project in my top 10 this year. I believe.
Oh yeah, nah, he killed it, and like, it's funny. I was just talking to my homie the other day. It's like, that nigga shit's so dark. Yeah, but it's like, it's so good. It's
you can't listen to ESTG like every day.
That nigga raised the fentanyl rate. Like,
because that's like on some. Remember when they blamed music for Columbine? Like, I really believe that shit with that nigga.
Man,
like,
I just believe everything he said. Nigga, like, shit, stay out the red zone. Nigga, this shit crazy. But no, shout out to Louisville, Kentucky. I got strong ties down there. Shout out to my boy Nemo, Pinky, whole hood stock fam. No, that's just Jack Harlow. Shout out to all y'all, man. Yeah, I love Louisville. I love Kentucky. I love the Midwest. So,
also on the list, Soulja Boy is the first to do everything. We talked about Soulja Boy earlier when It's the Real called in.
Yeah.
This motherfucker, he's created another meme. There's no year, I think, Josh, that Soulja Boy does not go viral for something.
Man, that nigga really...
He starts the year off every year.
I thought you were about to say he started the internet.
He did too.
Yeah,
he started that too. But every year, right? He starts off in January with some crazy shit. And then it just kind of it goes throughout the rest of the year.
And he got a little hit to make it clap shit happen this year.
The verses happened this year.
It was not a hit. It's so funny how he was like, it's on the charts. The TikTok charts. I'm like, oh, this nigga crazy.
When he performed at the verses no more than 4 times, and one of them times had French Montana, I said,
one time had Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
She said she recorded that shit that day. Like, nigga, you got the Nicki Minaj make it clap verse. Like, come on, man. Like,
but for him to look, really, what I want to say is, like, for him to still have that much social cash, like, and everything like that, still more than a decade into his career, regardless of how hot, quote unquote, hot he is right now, he's on the charts or whatever, but people still respect him enough, like a Nicki Minaj, he can say, I got this verses going on, I need a verse.
No, because
he does it.
It's the genius of Soulja Boy. That nigga gave them hits. He made beats, did crazy. Like, Soulja Boy is cemented legend in the game. He can't be canceled. But no, like, Soulja Boy is really one of the ones, and like his reach is far and wide. He invented everything.
Every motherfucking thing.
It's crazy.
Something up here, a lot of people, and this is timely in the news because Rolling Stone named it their #1 hip hop album. A lot of people last Christmas when it came out didn't get it, but I think it ended up in a lot of people's most played, definitely in my most played this year for sure. Yep. Playboy Cardi's Whole Lotta Red.
Yeah, no, Whole Lotta Red was my shit. I went to the show. I don't go to, like, I go to rap shows. Yeah, but yeah, like, nigga, it was me. It's so funny. In my little row, I wasn't on the floor. That shit was fucking demonic. I have to repeat. Look crazy. But in my row, I seen a guy there with his sons. He brought his son and his friends. And it was just so funny to see him, like, he looked like a hip hop, like, he was an older Mexican dude, but like, he looked like a hip hop fan. Like, he looked like he loved Ice Cube.
Right.
And see his sons reacting to his shit. He like, I kind of get it, but it's funny, man. Like, Playboy Cardi really, he figured it out with just like his cadence and just like his beats. And like, I see it with my nieces, like, they don't know what the hell he's talking about, but they love his energy, the voice, everything. And it's like, he figured it out. It's like a kid's show. Like, kids show have high-pitched voices for a reason. Like, we don't talk like that, but that's the marketing of it. It's like that. And he figured that out and translated it to music. He mixed it with the crazy demonic shit. I
like just the visuals of it. I love the pageantry. Remember he had that New Year's concert late last year with the lights, the seizure lights.
Oh yeah, no, he had the light show at the concert was crazy this year too. Like, he had like these flames popping up. He had the little Kanye truck on stage.
Oh my god,
it was dope, man. It's the pageantry of it is absolutely right. So I appreciated that album. I appreciated just, even just like, and that's the thing. Like, Playboy Cardi is a student of the game. Like, take my shirt off and I'll start breathing. Like, nigga, like, that's Gucci. Like, that's like
MF Doom reference.
Yeah, like, even it's funny. Was it Monk?
Yeah, Punk.
Yeah, that song is like a mix of his influences, Key, and just the Atlanta scene, and just when he came up and the shit he's talking about, and like, he can make a song like that, and then also make these wild, crazy songs that he makes too. So
Rockstar made one of the best intros
of
the past decade. Like, man, you can't deny that, man. Come on, bro. We gotta take a different route here because we gotta, Barlos already said it. We gotta salute you and everything you did at Amazon Music this year.
Oh yeah, I think it's funny. I mean, I did a lot. Blast, Car Wash, fucking Kanye and Drake shit was a moment. Tyler's show was a crazy moment.
Shouted you out?
Yeah, man. But the Doja Cat Drone Light show was crazy to me.
I remember you literally were like, I'm the most stressed out that I've ever been.
Stressful for sure, but it's just it was just the power of like a great idea. Like I remember being on a call with her and she just mentioned like drones, deliveries, and just how she just loved drones.
Yeah.
And I saw a light show before and I just kind of was like, yo, I think I got an idea. Like, what if we did a drone light show? And her face lit up, the team face lit up, and they were like, yo, she really likes this idea, so we have to make it happen.
Yeah.
And that's where the stress came from. Like, they were stressed, so they were just shooting the stress at me. But it worked out. It was dope. It was just unique. Shout out to 6 Degrees. That's the agency that helped me out with it. And it was just a dope-ass idea that just really, like, it really, like, her album's called Planet Her, so it really just, like, it was the perfect idea for her album. Like, it damn near looked like we
created UFOs.
Yeah, UFO, a constellation. Like, it just looked wild, and, like, she had a great time. Management team, Sound Code came out. Their kids were there. Yeah. We had food. It was just a great little moment. Like I said before, on social media, it did crazy numbers. I think it was like 4 million organic. Added up.
I did some good social media shit this year.
Yeah, shout out to Justin. What Justin do over here, man? Tell the people. What didn't make my list?
Come on. Well, I wasn't gonna say either. I'm not gonna say Arcane should make the list. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even know what Arcane is.
I pivoted away a little bit from music a little bit this year, but I was in the space, and I will say, I feel like you did miss something. I don't normally say you missed anything.
Tell me what.
But it's something I worked on this year that I think I'm pretty fucking proud of, motherfucker. And that is Ultimate Madness 4 with Drake. I'm proud of it. I worked on that.
Honestly, and it's crazy because I don't watch battle rap. My homie watches it all the time, and I watched that one.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit. I saw it when it came out. I think I had an app or some shit I had to do.
I would say that battle rap, just in general, turned the corner this year as well. Absolutely. In terms of just not only just being the Caffeine, and shout out to the people I worked with at Caffeine when I was over there, but it was like for Drake being there and putting that money in Geechee Gotti and putting it in their hands. That was a huge moment, and I think that it turned because now you had fucking NLE Chopper show up last week to their last event. You had Jadakiss showing up. You had Remy Marshall. You had a lot of people coming back into the culture. I really feel like 2022 is going to be the year, especially if Drake is coming back like he says he is, where battle rap is going to be kind of like back.
I mean, I don't know. This ain't the Joe Budden podcast. I don't know. Nah, it's funny. The battle rap shit is interesting. I just saw it. I always catch the clips on social media, and I just saw this one where this dude, like, it was a white rapper versus a black rapper, and he was talking about how the dude was a snitch, and he had all his paperwork. He started passing it around. I love the pageantry of battle rap. So when it's like that, I fuck with it. And it's something there. I could definitely see it becoming more popular because like bars are back. Yeah. So I absolutely see it. And like, one thing I always glean from like when people talk about Jay-Z is like they always talk about he watches and sees everything, and like battle rap is one of those things like he watches all that shit. Yeah. So Jay watches shit. So it's probably on his list.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I want to get another call in here. Is he ready?
Who's calling?
We got a story. We got to call you. We got to call the man himself, Tim Henshaw.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
We got to call Tim.
Yeah, hey, let's actually call Tim because this Kanye and Drake shit.
He could tell this story better than anybody. Like
if he wants to.
But he's also someone who wanted to be on the show today, and we got to end it off with him being the last guest of this episode before we get into some of our announcements. So let's see if he's here.
I also want to talk about some more music shit too, because there's a couple projects I really love this year.
We're a year for music. We're not weird. I feel like we had a better year than we did last year. But let's get Tim on the phone.
Please leave your message for.
Oh man.
No answer. See? My man's busy out here closing deals, bro.
He busy.
Through the holidays.
He busy,
he
but
don't stop.
But I'm sure you can speak to this. The challenges of really throwing the Free Larry Hoover concert.
Yeah, no, it's the two biggest hip hop artists in the world. So it just comes with its challenges, man. Like shit, even me getting inside the venue was a challenge. So
really?
I mean, first of all, the parking situation was crazy. That was the first time the Coliseum started doing concerts like that. Yeah. So just figuring out the logistics and all that shit. But shout out to the Coliseum because that's about to be one of the premier venues. Like,
whose decision was it? Was it Kanye's decision? Was it Amazon's decision to have it there?
Oh no, that was all Kanye and his team. Like they figured it out. Shout out to Jay Prince, man. Like we just came in as like the streaming partner, and shout out to everybody who loved the stream because like I think we really got it down on the streaming front. Like I think from the Tyler stuff to what we did with like Head in the Clouds Festival.
Yeah.
We just figured it out with just live streaming, and like you can see it on our Twitch channel with just the shows we created.
Yeah.
Also, man, thinking about just work shit and just like the shows we created. This year, connected with Wayno.
Wayno, yeah. Shout out to Wayno.
We literally launched a brand new hip hop show that hip hop absolutely needs, and I think Wayno has some great interviews this year. And I think
Wayno could have been on Direct Effect or like one of them MTV shows back in the day.
And it's crazy. He's another one that comes from the same ilk as Gilly and Wallow. Like A&R management, really from the culture. Like Wayno was interning at Rockefeller and he was like 15 years old, and like he fucking A&R at the Young Guns project and the State Property 2 project. Like that dude was really in the trenches with all of them, and like he's a legend in his own right. So I love working with him and creating that show, and yeah, he had a great year.
He was there when Beanie Siegel and PD Crack had that weird smack moment.
Yeah, man, he was telling me stories about like Beanie Siegel and fucking like Kanye and how he was there when they had to go get fucking Kanye out of the fucking diner when he was in there because some niggas was about to rob him for his chain. Beanie Siegel came inside the diner and untucked Kanye's chain. Said, "Nigga, untuck your chain. Wear your chain proudly. These niggas ain't gonna do shit." So shout out to Beanie Siegel, man. He found his fountain of youth. That nigga wearing Gallery Department, Supreme. He
had bags and bags. He was on Melrose.
Actually, no. I saw Beanie and Young Chris at the show. Chopped up with him for a minute. That shit was cool as hell. Like, definitely just, some legendary shit. So, yeah, man, I don't know. Like, I think, that Kanye show, just to go back to what we spoke about, like, it was definitely hard to pull off, but we did it. And that was a moment for hip-hop history. Like, who would ever thought that would happen? If you would have asked me top of the year if Kanye and Drake would do a show together, I would have said absolutely not.
But you guys made it happen.
Yeah.
But that's important in terms of just, like, Amazon Music, again, like, kind of turning the corner and being a pillar in hip hop right now. Like you guys are putting in a lot of work, and like when you got there, it didn't look the same as it does right now.
Nah, that's shout out to me, but nah, no, absolutely shout out to the whole rotation team. Like shout out to Rochelle who actually programs our playlist. Like it starts with the programming and the music, and I think we actually our programming doesn't feel like everyone else's. Like I think we kind of we take that leap. We kind of support things that other people wouldn't support, and that trickles down to like our social media team and Jenny and our the team that launched DJ Mode, which was a big moment. I don't want this to be an Amazon ad, but I think the rotation team really killed it this year.
But no, it's you. Like one thing I always do, and I do this with like all of my friends. It's like I'll send you something. I'll be like, yo, like keep doing this shit, and I did that very often with you this year, where I would send something and be like, "This is what needs to be fucking happening. Like this is what we need to be doing and what we need to be seeing." So shout out to Amazon Music. Listen, give me something for free.
Bro, we don't need that. Frugality is the name of the game here. That's one of our leadership principles. So salute to the gang.
What else you want to talk about off of this?
Man, Vince Staples' album, man. I wish I was nominated for a Grammy this year. I'm sorry. Like I think it's because it was an EP, but
it was too short.
Yep. Too short, but that shit was fire. So that was one of my favorite projects this year. Shout out to Pooh Shiesty season. That nigga had the greatest year and he was in jail for half of it. It's crazy how life works. Shout out to Cash Cobain, producer from New York. I didn't even know he was from New York when I first started hearing the tag, but I first heard the tag in a Brent Faiyaz song. And he just killed it with the sample flips and like just the samples he's flipping. Like it's just shit that's so familiar but so new, but he's making it, new again.
Right.
Nostalgia, like we spoke about earlier with Trey. I think he's pushing that line forward. So I definitely want to shout him out. Also want to shout out Maybach by 42 Doug and Future.
Such a great song.
Amazing song. Might have been the song of the year.
Future makes anything go viral and he knows that he's doing it.
Man,
because he has a longer version of that song where he actually references.
He go crazy. He go crazy in that motherfucker. Doug, you gotta put that out, bro. I also want to shout out. What was it? It was one more thing. Hellcats and Trackhawks. That might have been the song of the year, bro.
What a crazy song.
I remember claiming Dipset. I know what Dirk meant, but I remember being a young nigga claiming Dipset.
Yeah.
And it's just, you know, that song just
it had a
feels
double
good.
meaning too, because like you listen, it's like, yeah, we all fucking did, but it's like
Nah,
that's not what he meant.
Said.
Yeah,
Chicago niggas crazy. Them niggas just naming themselves after popping ass rappers. Brick Squad, Dipset. I'm like, damn, y'all niggas can't get more original.
But as we come to the end of the show, obviously, like last year, me and Josh said, hey, we're gonna be coming back even more. We're gonna have more of this. But like we've been working on a lot of things behind the scenes and holding off on this show for a lot of reasons. One of those reasons being that we're actually going to have a new show for you guys, and we're gonna start it off on Patreon starting in 2022 called The Black Print. Yep. So essentially, The Black Print is a show where we're gonna have guests, obviously, and we're gonna be talking about really just the community in itself and how black creators and people of color creators and how they kind of navigate the waters of the industry.
And to that point, I think I thought about it a little further, and it's like, it's not, you know, it's people of the culture. I think I really want to just highlight, like we've spoken about throughout this episode, is there's so many people that this list touches on and like that are behind the scenes, the Rich Pauls of the world, whose story isn't just prominently told, but needs to be told. And they have a story, and it's like, you know, he came from selling jerseys to now, you know, doing whatever the fuck he wants, having his way.
Yeah.
And I think it's a lot of stories like that. So I think The Black Print is our attempt at really, you know, tackling that and you know, interviewing guests and telling their stories. And I'm looking forward to it, man. Like we have a long list of people we're going to talk to.
Yes.
And I'm just excited, man. Like I love when, you know, and a lot of these people are my friends and some of them aren't, but I just love like talking to people about what they're passionate about. And when they tell me they haven't like went through the traditional route, I'm like, damn, like passion took you that route. Like,
yeah.
Passion brought you to what you want to do in life. And it wasn't just you being like, oh, I'm gonna go to school and do this and get an internship. It was like, nah, like I'm gonna learn about this shit on the internet and teach myself and I'm gonna go and do whatever the fuck I want to do. So those are the stories I'm looking forward to telling, and I'm excited to launch this, man. Like I want to be consistent with just, you know, promoting the community.
Yes.
I think this list is once a year isn't enough for the folks. So I think, you know, I want to be consistent in that aspect, and I'm excited.
But before we do that, we actually have a couple episodes that we're going to drop in January just to kind of whet you guys' appetite for the show. And the show and Patreon will launch properly in February as we got the King side. It's up now, just don't.
The cake's being baked, man.
The cake's being baked.
Like y'all, we can't really talk about what's really about to launch, but like, bruh, like.
We had to announce the podcast first because we had to let you guys know that we're gonna be more that's the main thing. We're gonna be consistent.
Honestly, like y'all are our community. If you made it this far in this podcast today, whenever you're listening to it, we giving y'all a sneak peek because, like, honestly, this shit's about to be
crazy.
Yeah, man.
So we have another announcement this is an announcement of an announcement. Shout out to Rick Ross. we have another announcement that we're gonna make. We can't make it yet. Just know that like. When the ink is dry, you guys will know, and we'll say it on one of the episodes in the next couple of weeks when we start putting them out. But The Black Print is the new show, RNC Radio podcast. We're gonna let it slide. So if you're still listening to it, you can go back and listen to some of the old episodes with me and Josh. But we're gonna end it here with this one. It's gonna be the last RNC Radio podcast. We're gonna end it off with a supersized episode on the Ancient Funny List.
Man, thank you, folks.
Yeah,
we here.
Yeah, so. For everyone, you know, any last words, Josh? Any you want to say?
Man, shout out to, I can't say no names with this shout out, but shout out to, I don't even know how to properly shout you out, man, but you listen to my show and you listen to Around Somebody. They told me about it. It inspired me to keep going. Shout out to you, brother. Hopefully you made it this far. You know what the fuck I'm talking about, but we here.
Yeah, shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to Mark too. Again,
shout out to Mark, bro. He killed the list on the design tip. Like, honestly, it's like I have no way around Illustrator, and I just gave him a bunch of words, and he made it look as it looks. So,
absolutely, man.
Shout out to everybody for sharing it. Thank you, guys.
So yeah, please be safe, y'all. Please wear your fucking mask. I don't know when we're gonna get out of this shit.
We never getting out of it, bro. Like, I just recovered from COVID. We here.
I don't know why you said you just recovered from it. But please be safe. Be safer than this motherfucker was. In 2022, we're going to get out of this. But we're going to be back. The Black Print is real. The Black Print is happening. See you guys really, really soon on RNC Radio. Thanks, guys. Peace.
Don't leave the house, baby. You got to swing my way, but don't leave the high, baby. I'm always shady, so don't believe the hype, babe. I might lie sometimes, don't believe the hype, babe.